Hello there, boys and birds. It is I, your relatively unproblematic fave, Adam Cleary, and I'm here to tell you that everything is okay. I know you've had a busy week. It was Valentine's Day and Pancake Day. For Christ's sake, you couldn't possibly have been expected to keep up with everything that's been going on, but that's fine. That's fine. You've got me. I have right here over the next however many minutes a highly sexual, completely fact-free roundup of all the major goings-on in film, television, gaming, and comics to bring you bang up to date. This is in case you missed it. So, first this week we've got a trailer for The Incredibles 2, which is no big deal aside from the fact we've been waiting for 14 years for it. Yep, Pixar have dropped the first full trailer to the sequel to 2004's heartwarming story about how being a parent is slightly more heroic than being an actual hero, a full 4 months before the film arrives in the summer. Basically, it looks like the premise is going to be that Elastigirl is going back to being a proper superhero, leaving Mr. Incredible at home to look after the 3 kids. It just looks lovely. Speaking of heroes, Marvel's Black Panther arrived in cinemas this week, and holy goddamn hell, the response has been insane. Some are calling it the greatest Marvel film so far, which is a hell of a claim, and others are saying it's the most complete comic book movie adaptation ever to make it to screens, which is also a hell of a claim. What are we calling it? Well, Wilborn, Scott, and Ewan have roundtabled it near enough to death, and you can get all their thoughts by watching here, there, somewhere about there. Elsewhere, there might finally be a director for that Call of Duty movie you all asked for. Or you didn't. It's weird. Sicario 2 director Stefano Sollima, me neither, is reportedly in talks to helm the adaptation of Activision's mega shooter franchise. Whether it's going to be a gritty war story or just a big loop of some 12-year-old calling you a noob remains to be seen. Oh, and Rita Ora joined the Detective Pikachu cast. What a week. Television now, and the debatably anticipated True Detective Season 3 looks to have finally finished its casting with the addition of Justice League's Ray Fisher, or Cyborg as his mother calls him. Also starring Mahershala Ali, Carmen Ejogo, and a few other people whose names I've forgotten, the story is set to follow a very complex murder case taking place over 3 separate time periods, which sounds very, very, very True Detective. Now, Season 1 was a groundbreaking, visceral piece of storytelling, and Season 2 was a dull, complete mess. So it could go either way, this one. While we're on the subject of penises flapping needlessly in the wind, The Walking Dead is set to get its first ever fully naked walker. In the words of TV editor James Hunt, it has been a slow week for television. But yes, that's according to executive producer Greg Nicotero. Nicotero? I'm never sure. He didn't elaborate as to why we were getting this, or even if it would be a man or a woman. But hey, nipples! You like, yeah? Nipples! Rotting, decaying nipples. Never mind dwindling viewing figures. Nipples. You're getting them when Season 8 returns next week. One thing of actual interest, though, is we now have a much clearer picture of the schedule for Marvel's Netflix properties, with the confirmation that Season 2 of The Punisher is starting production now-ish. So far, we know that Jessica Jones will return on the 8th of March. I am excited, and will be followed by another Luke Cage series sometime in 2018. After that, we're getting Daredevil Season 3 and another Iron Fist series for some reason. Punisher Season 2 will then follow all of this sometime probably in 2019, taking the total number of shows on the streaming service to 12. 12, wow. Sure, I'm glad I didn't turn down a bargain price for all of that intellectual property. More on that later. Gaming now, and holy we are actually getting that Spyro Remaster. According to absolutely everybody, Activision is currently hard at work on a Spyro the Dragon Trilogy Remaster. They're going to announce it in March, apparently, and it'll be out in the autumn. Yeah! Just look at how excited Jules and Josh are about that announcement. Those shirts were actually grey when they came into work that morning, and they've broken down the whole thing in a very informative video, so do give that a watch. In slightly less good news though, Hajime Tabata, boy I hope I said that right, has given away a slightly worrying indication about the future of console gaming, in that there might sort of not be one. Take this with every last pinch of salt available to you, but according to the great man himself, gaming could be going down a similar path to movies, in that there'll be no need to actually own any hardware and everything will just be on streaming services. We are admittedly a few years away yet from PS5s and Xbox 2s? Xbox 2s, but with all the problems gaming is facing with premium services, DLCs, loot crates and the like, this is almost certainly something that will be being talked about, so watch this space. Back in the here and now though, and there are a lot of rumours going around that after absolutely the bed with Battlefront 2, EA might be about to lose their license for Star Wars games. Apparently Disney are reaching out to Ubisoft and Activision to see if they can secure a better deal for the franchise. Now this is already sweet, sweet Cantina band music to the ears of players, given EA's massive, stonking hard-on for pay-to-win mechanics. The lads have made far, far more sense of this than I ever will, and you can check out their thoughts here. We end with comics this week, and there is finally a worthy excuse for me to say that something is the Dark Souls of comics, because, well, they're making a Dark Souls comic. Yep, the seminal action RPG, where the premise is to basically not be asked about how much you suck at it, I wasn't a fan, is coming to Titan Comics, who are going to be publishing a special edition ahead of the game's remastering. Dark Souls: The Age of Fire, it's going to be called, and mercifully, Ewan is here to fill you in so that I don't have to. That video is very much the Dark Souls of Dark Souls comic news announcements. Last, and by no means least, one to file right at the very top of the pile labelled, I have made a huge mistake. Turns out that in 1998, Marvel approached Sony and offered them the rights to Spider-Man, Iron Man, Ant-Man, Black Panther, and pretty much every other hero you'd care to mention for a cool $25 million all in. Sony thought long and hard about this, then went back to them and said, look, nobody gives a shit about anybody other than Spider-Man, we just want him. Since then, Marvel's 17 cinematic releases have grossed over $15 billion. Not really news that, but I just really like that story. But there you go, that was in case you missed it, and now of course you haven't. So give us your thoughts as well as any other news in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe. I'd really like to do this show every week, so if you liked it, please do let us know. But until then, I've been Adam from WhatCulture.com, and I'll see you soon.
Hey guys, thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe below, and if you're looking for more content like this, then try a few things that are floating about around my ears. It might be fun. I can't promise it though, but it might be.